This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
So, Tom, we've got it set this weekend. College World Series with the Aggies and the Vols. Which way are you going? Tony Vitello or Jim Schlossnagle? Who takes it this weekend?
Good morning, y'all. You know, I think we talked about this on Tuesday. These were my picks, and I know they were the favorites, but I just felt like both of them had the mojo going into the postseason. Certainly the pitching depth and a ton of hitting. And Tennessee's gotten all their name guys producing in this series, and so they're going to be hard to stop. But A&M, you know, both teams seem to have that it factor, and they both can't win it. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with A&M. I like Tony and I like Schlossnagle, both of them. But if you pin me down, I just think Tennessee has more overall depth to their hitting. And so it looked like Laviolette was playing yesterday, but I think that's right. But you worry about his hamstring that he tweaked the other day. So I don't know. I think maybe overall the edge might go to Tennessee here.
I saw him basically limping to home plate from third. That didn't look definitely in some discomfort heading into this weekend. Now that's again the big college baseball story, which will conclude either Sunday or Monday night. MLB wise, it's Paul Skeens, who had another outstanding performance. I know there are some that want him to be on the All-Star team. Hasn't played for the first quarter, I guess, of the season because he was in the minors. Tom, he's quickly adapted. Are you surprised how just like fast the majors have come to him? And is this something you expect to continue, or you think teams will start to figure him out his rookie year?
Right. Slightly surprised, but the 100-mile-an-hour fastball plays. I mean, it's just hard for major leaguers to catch up to it. I don't know how much movement, he gets out of it, because that's the key, if you can get some kind of late tail to it or whatever. But I read a passionate column the other day from a Pittsburgh columnist. I cannot remember who it was, but it was basically like the Major League Baseball would be making a mistake if Skeens was not at the All-Star game. And I tend to agree with that. They have another good pitcher who I think was on the roster last year. Are they a team that only gets one? I don't know. But I think baseball would doing itself a disservice if Skeens wasn't on there, because people just want to come and see somebody like him who's kind of a sensation. And the columnist pointed out that, you remember Mark DeBird Fidrich, you won't tie, but in 77, 78, he was a sensation. The way he walked about on the mound and talked to himself, and they got him on the All-Star team. And I know there's a comparison to some other guys who got called up early in the season but didn't put together enough, stats or whatever to make the team. But I just think in today's day and age, Skeens, they would be right by putting Skeens on an all-star roster.
Tom Murphy with us on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. Sometime this weekend or Monday, college baseball's national champion will be crowned to kind of mark the end of the college year. It's the quietest time in college athletics. I know the camps have wrapped up for the football coaching staff. Tom, until we get to SEC Media Days, this really grows into the quietest time of the year in Fayetteville and in college athletics as a whole.
Yes, indeed it does. And the ADG has our annual right of talking to the freshmen who were coming in, and actually was in there yesterday talking to several of the guys. Kyle Parkinson was good enough to set that up. And so our stories on the young players will be coming out soon. And I will say this for Sam Pittman and his staff. They talk about how they recruit guys with character and guys that fit and all that. And I will say that the guys I talked to yesterday all seem to be, just earnest young men who came here for the right reasons, and you just hope that they're good football players. I talked to Bradley Shaw, the linebacker from Hoover, Alabama, who was not here in spring, and then Juju Pope, and I talked to C.J. Brown, Bentonville, driven kid, and then Selman Bridges, the cornerback, and they all just have engaging personalities, and I think that's kind of how Arkansas recruits. And hopefully the team bonding goes well, because they're up against it this year. I mean, they're not going to be picked to do much of anything. And they have to bond quickly and find a way to produce better offensively. And we'll see where that leads. But I'll say this: they recruit good young men, and it was nice to talk to them yesterday.
We're about a month from SEC Media Day. It's going to be in Dallas this year. I just wonder, because sometimes you get a little more of a local angle or edge from the questioning at times. We saw that in the state of Alabama a lot. Bobby Petrino coming from A&M to Fayetteville. I would imagine Coach Pittman will be prepared for several questions about Bobby Petrino being on his staff from some of the Texas-based media.
No question about it. And even some of the Arkansas-based media might have follow-up stuff about how it went in the spring and so on. But you know what? I have full faith that Sam Pittman will handle it so much better than Jimbo did last year. You could kind of tell there was this, maybe not intimidated, but, you could tell Jimbo, Bobby Petrino is a forceful personality. And Sam Pittman is not, he wants Petrino to do his thing. And I think with Jimbo, maybe a little bit of professional jealousy that he was the offensive guru for all these years, and now he's got this guy, and how's it going to mesh? And he just didn't handle the questions very well.
Talking with Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, and Whole Hog Sports here on the McLarty Daniel Hotline. Tom, one of Sam Pittman's former players, Jake Bates, not necessarily got called up, but signed with the Detroit Lions. This is a kid that didn't really kick that much at Texas State and at Arkansas because Cam was handling those duties. How crazy is it to just kind of watch his career get to where it is, where it sounds like he's going to be the Lions kicker this upcoming season?
Yeah, I love it, and I kind of became a Lions fan last year. Wanted to see them win the NFC Championship and go into the Super Bowl because they're just such a. If you think of NFL franchises that haven't done much, they come to mind very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Them, the Falcons. There's a few others, Browns, but it was so cool that he had the 60-plus yarders in the UFL this year, and got such attention put on him. And the question, well, why didn't you kick in college? Well, yeah, Cam Little was ahead of him. And when he signed, I noticed that Cam Little posted a very congratulatory post on Twitter. So it was great to see. And I actually was going through and killing out some old pictures and videos on my phone, and I had one of the onside kick that they successfully recovered at home.
Bama, yep.
And Bates was the one who did it, but Pooh Paul and Jordan Crook absolutely obliterated two Alabama DBs or linebackers just about at the point of the onside kick recovery. It was so beautifully executed, and to see them pull that off against Bama and two guys just getting wiped out for Bates to easily make the recovery was pretty cool to see.
And I know it's got to be cool for three Razorbacks now. I know Skipper and Ragnow played with each other, but now Jake, you got three Hogs up in Detroit. That's kind of significant to have that on one NFL roster. It's pretty cool. Tom, before we let you go, Willie Mays dies at 93 years old. I know you followed the Atlanta Braves pretty closely, but you also pay attention to MLB stuff and big storylines. One of the biggest icons in the sport. You might not have got to watch a lot of them, to be honest, based on kind of when you were born, but your thoughts on the passing of one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah, well, you said it. He is one of the greatest. Obviously, I was more of a Hank Aaron guy, but Willie Mays was such an ambassador for the game, and you saw all the tributes in the last few days from major leaguers like Ken Griffey and all, talking about what he meant to them, how he mentored them. And he was going to show up at this game that's going to be at Rickwood Field in Birmingham. And we drove by it just the other day, for when we went down for the SEC baseball tournament. Rickwood Field's looking nice, and unfortunately he wasn't, going to be able to go. They might have actually already had the game, but it's a shame that, he wasn't able to do that as one final deal before he passed. But obviously Willie Mays was so great for the game, and the catch he made in the 1954 World Series is one of the most iconic plays in all of Major League history.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate the stuff. We'll do it again on Tuesday.
You betcha. See ya.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.